Dear students, we are starting with our next topic in this video, that is vehicle specification of two-wheelers. So, in our last video, we have seen the specification of engine. Now we will see the vehicle specification for whole two-wheelers. What are the different systems that are used, and what are the technical specification or vehicle specification are there in case of this two-wheeler. So let us start with first vehicle specification parameters that are involved in two-wheelers. So what are the technical specification parameter, or I can say vehicle specification parameter for two-wheelers? We are going to see this. So now what are the systems that are in two-wheelers, and we have to specify these systems. So first system is engine. Then we have fuel tank. Then we have transmission system. In that, gearbox and clutch is there mainly. Next, we have braking system, suspension system, wheels and tires, then battery and body dimensions. So these are the different types of systems that are need to be specified in case of two-wheelers. So in case of engine specification, we have already seen what are the parameters required for engine specification. That is starting from fuel type, engine type, then we have engine capacity, that is nothing but the displacement or engine capacity. Next, we have maximum torque at speed, maximum power at a speed. Then we have number of cylinder, number of valves per cylinder. Then we have the compression ratio. So these are the some specifications that are very much important in case of engine. Similarly, we have different system has a different specification. So we will see this different specification parameter. Now, first we will see other than engine, that is fuel tank, or you can say fuel consumption percent. So in case of fuel consumptions, which includes the fuel tank capacity, that is in liters. Next parameter is the reserve fuel capacity. It is also in liters. Then next technical specification, it is the mileage, that is kilometer per liter. So third specification parameter in the fuel consumption, it is the mileage. So it gives a mileage of the vehicle kilometers per hour of the fuel consumed under ideal testing condition. So this mileage, it is nothing but the thermal efficiency of engine. So mileage is nothing but the fuel consumed, that is 1 liter fuel consumed, and at how many kilometer the vehicle runs at 1 liter of fuel. So that represent the thermal efficiency of engine in ideal conditions. So this is first parameter. Next parameter, we have transmission systems. So generally in transmission system, we have gearbox and the main component is clutch. So the transmission system parameters of two-wheelers includes first number of gears. It may be through number of gears, it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5. Okay, so these are the gears. Types of clutch, which type of clutch is used? So it is either a centrifugal type of clutch is there, or weight multiplate clutch will be there. That is generally it is used in two-wheelers. So this is the transmission system. Now we have braking system. So braking system parameters of two-wheelers includes, first one is the front brake. So what will be the type of front brake? That is, it may be a drum type of brake, or it may be a disc type of brake. Okay. Second, similarly for rear brake, which type of rear brake is there? It is a drum brake type, or it is a disc brake type. So first specification is engine specification. Then we have fuel specification, that is fuel consumption. It has fuel tank capacity, reserve capacity. Then we have mileage. In transmission, we have gearbox and clutch. In braking system, we have type of front brake system and type of rear brake system. It is either of drum brake or it is of disc brake or disc brake. Next, size. Sometimes the size or drum size it is specified, or sometimes a disc size is specified, and it is specified in mm. So this is the braking specification. Next, we have suspension system. So what will be the parameters for suspension system? So for front suspension, which type of front suspension system is used? Either it is a telescopic type of hydraulic shock absorber suspension system, or it is spring-loaded hydraulic type of suspension system. So similarly, we have rear suspension system. It is same. It is either a telescopic type of hydraulic shock absorber system, or it is spring-loaded hydraulic or damper system. So this is based on suspension. Now, next vehicle specification parameters. If you see all vehicle specification parameters, they are classified into this short slide. If you see, so in case of engine, we have already specified the engine as per this parameter, like fuel type. Then we have engine type, displacement or engine capacity, number of cylinder, maximum power, maximum torque, volts per cylinder, then fuel delivery, then cooling system, which type of cooling system is there, and sometimes a starting mechanism is also there, and bore and stroke, that is also given in there, and compression ratio. So these are the some engine specification parameters. In case of fuel consumption, we have fuel tank capacity, reserve fuel capacity, mileage, overall riding range. In transmission, we have specification about gears and clutch. In case of braking, we have type of the front brake and type of the rear. In case of suspension, type of the front suspension system, also type of the rear suspension system. Then we have wheel and tires. So type of wheels and tire specification is there. Similarly, we have battery specification, that is what is the voltage of battery, what is the ampere of that battery, and hours. Next, we have body dimensions. So it includes curve weight, then length of the two-wheeler, height, then we have wheelbase, ground clearance. So these are the specification parameters. They are have all these parameters. They are having in one slide, or we can say in one stroke, we can see all these parameters. Now we will see the remaining parameter other than suspension, that is wheels and tires, battery and body dimension. So we have a wheels and tire suspension. So if you see in wheels, so we have what is the type of wheel. So it is either spoke wheel or it is a cast alloy wheel. Then tire specification is there. So what are the tire specification? If you see, these are the different tire specification that are specified. So in case of tire, if you see, we have a aspect ratio is there. Then we have a load index is there. So it is, if you see, this is the load index, or you can say load carrying capacity of the tire. Then we have उसका जो भी width रहेगा, diameter रहेगा, construction रहेगा. So that comes under the specification of tires. So if you see, a tire is specified in a standard form like this. So for example, if you see 195, so what is this 195? It is the nominal section, or we can say width of the nominal section. So this is the width of tire, and it is 195 represent 195 mm is the width of the tire. Next one is just 55. So 55 is called as the normal aspect ratio. So what is meant by normal aspect ratio? It nothing but the height of tire section, or it is also called as section height divided by section width. So that parameter is specified. So it is 55. It is the normal aspect ratio, or we can say aspect ratio. So because it is aspect ratio, it is we can say the 55% described as a aspect ratio. So it is a percentage. Aspect ratio is in percentage. So it is the ratio of height of the tire to the width of the tire. So this represent height of the tire sidewall as percentage of nominal section width. Next parameter, it is this R. R is called as a construction. That is the which type of tire construction is there. So in this R represent radial construction. Next, this 16 represent this diameter of a tire, that is inner surface. So inner diameter of the tire, it is in inches. That is the 16. So 16 inches is the inner diameter of the tire. Then we have 87. 87 is called as a load index capacity, or we can say a load index. So a load index, it indicates the maximum load carrying capacity of the tire when driver at maximum speed. So if you see 87 means it carries 87 kg of weight, 87 kg of weight when driver is at maximum speed. So what is the maximum of that vehicle? So at that maximum speed, weight of the vehicle, or you can say weight carrying capacity of the vehicle is given. And last parameter is V. So that represent a speed symbol. So speed symbol indicate the maximum speed of tire at that full load. So if you see in this case, it is up to 118 miles per hour. So if you see this V indicates its maximum speed is up to 118 miles per hour. So different radial construction is there. So based on that, if you see this first parameter represent width of the tire, this second parameter represent the aspect ratio. It is nothing but the height upon width. R is nothing but the third parameter. It is nothing but the construction of tires. Here it is a radial construction. Next parameter, fourth parameter, 16 represent inner diameter. So 16 inch is the inner diameter. 87 represent the load carrying capacity of the tire, and V represent the speed symbol. So what will be the speed? So different speed has different symbol, has different speeds. So these are the specification of tires and wheels. So in case of wheel, now if you see this wheel is the alloy wheel. Some wheels are called as sprocket, or you can say spoke wheel. Now this type of wheel is cast alloy wheel. Now next parameter is the battery. So generally the battery parameters of two-wheelers includes the voltage. So if you see the voltage of battery in case of two-wheeler, it is either of 12-volt voltage, 18 volt, or it may be of 24 volt. Then we have current. So ampere hour rating, it may be of 2.5 ampere per hour, or it may be 5 ampere per ampere hour, or it may be 7.5 ampere hour. So these are the current rating. So next, body dimensions. So in case of body dimensions, we have different types of body dimensions. So first one is total length of the two-wheeler. Then we have maximum width of the two-wheeler. Then third parameter is the maximum height. So length, width, and height. So these are the first three parameters. Next, we have a weight. So that weight is called as a curve. Now, what is meant by curve weight? Curve weight is the weight of vehicle with all standard equipment that are necessary for operating consumables. So it includes engine oil, fuel tank of the fuel, without passenger and without cargo. So that weight is called as a curve weight. Okay. So it is only weight of the vehicle with all standard equipment that are necessary for operating of that vehicle. Next one is the wheelbase. Now, what is meant by wheelbase? Wheelbase of the vehicle, it is nothing but the distance between center of the front axle and rear axle. So we have front axle here and rear axle is so distance between these two axles, front axle and rear axle, it is called as wheelbase. Next is your ground clearance. So it is again a ground clearance is the distance between the flat level ground surface and the lowest part of the vehicle. So that distance between these two parts, that is lowest part of the vehicle and the flat level of the ground surface. So that distance is called as a ground clearance. So these are the different vehicle specification parameters by which we can describe, or we can say that parameters are very much necessary for two-wheelers. Okay, specification parameters. So we'll take one practical example. What are the vehicle specification parameters in case of, say, two-wheelers? So we take an specification of, say, a Honda Unicorn 160 BS6. So Honda is the company, Unicorn is the model, 160 is the cc of that engine, and BS6 is the, we can say, a norms. Okay, so it is a, we can say, a norms like BS standard. These are the norms which is available for, we can say, pollution norms. So we'll see this specification of this vehicle. So if you see, this is a Honda Unicorn vehicle, which is of 160 cc. So how we can specify this two-wheeler? Okay, so that we will see. So first parameter is the engine. Now first, in case of engine, first type is the type of the engine. So if you see in this, it is a 4-stroke engine. SI means spark ignition engine. That is, we have a spark plug. Okay, for combustion of engine. As it is a spark ignition, we use petrol. Then it is a BS6 engine. That is, the BS is the norms of pollution. That is BS6. Currently, we are having a norms in India, that is BS6. So this is the type of engine. Next, we'll see the displacement capacity, or we can say engine capacity. It is precisely, it is 162.7 cc. So if you see, it is called as 160 cc. Okay, precisely it is 162.7, but we call that it as 160 cc. But precise, it is 162.7 cc. Next, we have a maximum engine output. So if you see, what will be the power output or engine output? It is 9.5 kilowatt. It is the power output, maximum power output at a speed of 7,500. So we get maximum power, that is 9.5 kilowatt at a speed of 7,500 RPM. Now we get again maximum torque, that is of 14 Newton meter at a speed of 5,500 RPM. Next engine specification parameter is fuel system. So which type of fuel system is there? Or you can say fuel injection system. It is PGM-FI, that is programmed fuel injection system. So PGM is nothing but the program, F is nothing but the fuel, I is nothing but the injection. So program fuel injection system. Next parameter is the bore and stroke. So it is the bore of the cylinder, that is nothing but the inside diameter cylinder, and stroke is nothing but the length or distance travel from TDC to BDC. So it is of 57.3, it is the bore in mm, and 63.1, it is the stroke in mm. Next, it is compression ratio. So if you see, the compression ratio of this vehicle is 10 plus minus 0.2. So that will be the compression ratio. So these are the engine parameters. Then a starting method is also there. So it is self start, or we can say kick start method is there. So these are the engine parameter. Now second parameter, it is the transmission. Okay, so in transmission we have gears. So if you see in this, a clutch system is there and gear system is there. So if you see, the clutch is multi-plate weight clutch. So generally, in case of uh, two-wheelers, we use multi-plate clutch, and in case of four-wheeler, we use single-plate clutch. And in multi-plate, we have weight clutch. Now, if you see in this gear, we have 5 gears. Okay, so 5 gears are there in this vehicle. Then one in forward, if you see, all these 5 gears are in forward direction, not reverse gear. In case of two-wheeler, we does not require reverse gear. So in case of four-wheeler or three-wheelers, we require, but in case of two-wheeler, we does not require this to reverse gear. So this is transmission. Now next we have tires and brakes. So if you see, tires size and type. So if you see the front tire, so this front tire, it is of 80 by 100. So 80 is your width of the tire. 100, it is the aspect ratio. 18, it is the diameter, that is 18 inch. Then M is the construction in case of M. C, 47, it is the load index. P is again speed. So if you see, in last example, we have V speed. So here the P speed is, you can say speed index is P. Now, what is the type of this tire? It is a tubeless tire. Okay, so tubeless tire. Now, similarly, we have tire size and type for rear. So if you see, in case of rear, it is 100, 90, 18 M, C, 56P. Now here is also speed index is P. Here is index P, here is index P. Only load carrying capacity is different. So for front, it is 47. For rear, it is 56. Again, it is a tubeless tire. So this is the tire specification. Next, we have a brake specification. So if you see, the front brake size and type is there. So front brake, it is the disc brake. And the diameter of this disc, or you can say size of this disc, is the 240 mm. And if you see rear, it is the drum brake. Okay, so in case of rear, we have a drum brake, and size is of drum, it is 130 mm. So this is the specification of tires and brakes. Next, we have a specification of frame and suspension. So a frame, the type of frame is diamond type. Okay, so if you see, this is the construction of frame. So inside that, inside sheet, we have construction, that is frame construction is there. And on that frame construction, we have this all component is fitted in that frame construction. So it is a diamond type. Then we have a suspension system. So front, we have a telescopic suspension. So this system is called as a telescopic suspension system. And if you see, in case of rear, it is the spring suspension system. So coil spring with damper. So rear, we have a hydraulic type. Okay. So this is a single type. So it is called as a mono shock absorber. So you have only one shock absorber here. Some vehicles, it have a shock absorber here. So in this side again, and back side also. So it is a coil and spring type of shock absorber. It is a type of mono shock absorber. So this is the rear suspension system. Next, we have electricals. So if you see, the voltage is battery, which having a 12-volt battery, and the 4 ampere hour battery, we can say battery specification is there. Next, we have a headlamp. So a headlamp, it is a halogen bulb. Now next, we have body dimensions. So first dimension, it is the length. So length is, it is 2081 mm. Okay, so this is the length of the vehicle. So from this point to this end, so this is the length. Next, we have the width. So in this direction, we have width. So width is 756 cm. Next, height. So from this point to highest point, so that is called as a height. So height, it is 1103 mm. Next, we have wheelbase. So center distance between front wheel and the rear wheel. So that center distance, it is called as a wheelbase. So that wheelbase is 1335 mm. Next parameter is ground clearance. So if you see ground clearance, the lowest part is this. Okay, so ground clearance from this point to the surface, it is called as a ground clearance. So ground clearance is 187 mm. Next, we have a curb weight. So without passenger and that, the weight is 140 kg. Okay. And next one is the seat length. So seat length is 715 mm. So from this point to this point, so it is called as a seat length. Next, we have seat height. So this height is there, maximum height from this point to this maximum. So it is height of the seat, it is 798 mm. So seat height from ground surface, it is a 798 mm. Next, we have a fuel tank capacity. Now it is the, you can say, a fuel consumption part is there. That is fuel tank capacity. It is 13 liter. So these are the some specifications. We have seen one practical examination example how we can have the specification. Now we can compare the different types of vehicle based on this vehicle. So we'll say comparison of these vehicles. So we have three models of the vehicle. First is Bajaj Pulsar. So this first model. Second model is TVS Star City Plus. So this is second model. And third model is YZF R15 V3. So these are the three models. So first specification is engine type mainly. So it is single cylinder. All these engine are single cylinder. Then 4-stroke engine are there. So 4-stroke, 4-stroke, and 4-stroke. So what will be the valve? 2 valves per cylinder. Then we have twin spark ignition system. Twin spark ignition system, twin spark ignition system, or it is called as DTSI. Okay, direct transmission ignition system. So DTSI is there. So this is the engine type. Now we have engine displacement. So if you see engine capacity or engine displacement, Bajaj 150 has 149 cc. TVS, it has 109 cc, and this model, that is model 3, it is of 155 cc. Number of cylinder, if you see, already there are only one cylinder in every, because it is a single cylinder. Now maximum power, it is 15 PS at 8000 RPM. Here it is 8.3 bhp. That is brake horsepower, or you can say HP, at 7000 RPM. Then here 19 bhp at 10,000 RPM. Okay. Next, we have maximum torque. Here it is 13.4 at 6000 RPM. It is 8.7 Newton meter at 5000 RPM. Here 14.7 Newton at 8500. Wheelbase. So in case of Pulsar, we have 1320. Here 1252. Here 1320. Ground clearance 165. Here we have 172. So ground clearance get increased. Here we have 170. It is the medium ground clearance. Next, we have transmission. So this Pulsar is of manual gearbox, which having 5 speed. Then this TVS Star City, it is having 4-speed gearbox, while in case of this YZF, it having 6-speed gearbox. Now clutch. So all these clutch are multi-plate clutch. We use multi-plate clutch, or we can say multi-plate disc clutch. So all these are the weight type. Now we have front tire size. It is 2.75 into 17. Now this is another specification. Now what is meant by this 2.75? 17, it is the diameter specification, and 2.75 is another specification that they are specified. Now in case of this YZF, we have 180 17 MC 52P. Now rear size, it is 100 by 90 into 17 is the diameter. Here it is 3, that ratio. Then 17 is the diameter. Then here we have 140 by 70. 17, it is the diameter, MC66H. Now front brake. So Pulsar has a disc. Then here we have a drum brake, again disc. In case of rear, here we have a drum, here again drum, and here again disc brake. Now suspension. In case of here, it is a telescopic with anti-friction bush. Here again with a telescopic oil damp system. Here we have a telescopic fork system. Rear, if you see, in case of rear, here it is the 5-way adjustable nitrox shock absorber body. Here again 5-way adjustable nitrox shock absorber body. And in case of this is the link suspension system. So this system is called as a link suspension system. Fuel tank capacity, it is 15 liter, 10 liter, and 11 liter. So we can compare different specification of different models, and then we can choose what is the technical specification of this model, and based on this we can have the buying of these vehicles. Okay, so these are the vehicle specification in case of two-wheelers. So this is all about this video, that is vehicle specifications in case of two-wheelers. So thank you for watching video. Also please like to video and subscribe to my channel. Also share this video to your friends. Thank you.